Have you ever wanted to use place as a parking spot for when you're cooking in the kitchen or eating at the dinner table or when guests come over? This is how you're going to achieve that. There are three components to having a dog fully understand a command. There is duration, how long can they stay there? Distraction, how much stuff can we have going on around them? And distance, how far can I be from the dog and have them stay there, as well as how far can I be from that play spot and have them go there. The other thing you're going to need to know are markers. I use a terminal marker, which is going to be okay or yes. For this dog, he already came with the terminal marker of okay, so that's what I'm going to be using. Duration markers, I use duration markers in place of stay. I do not use stay. My continuation marker is good, meaning I like what you're doing, keep doing it. And then I have a negative marker, a marker that indicates that a consequence for the dog's actions for a known behavior is coming. So for me, I use because people don't say it in everyday conversation. The first game that we're going to play is the duration game. This is called my 3-4-5 game, and it's going to get our dog staying for upwards of 19 seconds right off the bat of a brand new command. What you're going to need for this game is some sort of place area. It can be a place cot like this, a raised bed. It can be a dog bed, like a fluffy four-sided dog bed. It can be a blanket on the ground. It honestly does not matter. The only thing that matters is that it's different than the texture of the floor around it. What you're going to do is lure the dog onto the place cot. You're going to give him that place command. Place. Sit. Down. Good. Let them know right off the bat that they're in the position you were currently looking for and feed them in that position. Now the game has started, so we can go ahead and start counting. We're going to first count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now we're going to go up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And now we're going to go to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. What we've just done is built up expectation. He now believes that we're going to 6, 7, 8, and so on. He thinks that we're going to continue to increase the amount of time that we're going to hold him to this position. What we are going to do to create a varied reward system right off the bat is go back down the ladder. Those are the only numbers you need for this game, so we're going to go back down to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And then come back in and feed them. Now what we're going to do is go down to 3 and then release them. So that's going to look like 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then feed them off of the place cot. It's very important for that part to be off of the place cot because I want them to know that when they hear that, they are done with the command and they should come to you for it. I'm going to link in the description below the rest of the game where we go up to over a minute of staying. This is just the first part, and as long as you have this part down, you can do the rest of it. So now that your dogs have mastered duration, what we're going to be working on is distractions. Distractions can come in the form of a vacuum, doors opening, someone knocking at the door, doorbells, other dogs running by, balls being thrown around the room, toddlers running by. Anything that your dog finds distracting, that is what we're going to be rewarding for when they hold the position. So we're going to start small. I'm going to knock on the wood next to him and then reward him almost immediately for holding the position instead of getting up to investigate. Good! Right now it's just that auditory, it sounds like someone's at the door. I know that's a wall, but for him, someone's at the door. But I want him to be rewarded immediately. So what I have over here is a ball thrower. He knows what this is. He loves playing fetch. It's one of his favorite pastimes, but I'm not going to load it with the ball quite yet. I don't want to add that level of distraction quite yet. So I'm going to show it to him, show him that I have it, and then I'm going to pretend to throw it. Ready, buddy? Good. You can see his little head kind of whip. He kind of knows that it's not there, but the motion is kind of what I'm asking him to ignore right now. Oh boy. The next thing that we're going to do is the last thing we worry about. The dog has to have a firm understanding of what the command is before you can move on to the distance step. When I start with distance, I want to make it strategic. So I am going to start this close to the place cot. The dog cannot make a mistake here. So I'm going to release them. So I'm going to start with releasing the dog from the position. Okay. And then telling them when I'm right here, Marissa, place. Now what I'm going to do is tell him when I'm right here. Corsa, place. Sit. Good. While they are on there, what I'm going to do is take one step back. If he does not follow me, great. Okay. Corsa, place. Now that I'm one step away, I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Corsa, place. Now that I'm one step away, I'm going to do that again. Corsa, place. Down. Down. Okay. Now that I am one step away, good boy. Okay. So now that I'm one step away, I'm going to ask him to do it again. Corsa, place. Sit. Good. And now from there, I'm going to take another step away. Okay. Corsa, place. Good. Sit. Corsa. Down. Down. The last thing we're going to teach your dogs is distance. If they do not have a good concept of the other two components, they will not succeed at distance. So this is why I teach it last. What we're going to start with is being this close to the play spot. Your dog physically cannot be wrong because you're going to stare at the play spot. You're not really going to look at your dog who's going to be over here when we start. Then from there, we're going to get them on the play spot. Once they do, take one step away. If they stay, great, release them with their release marker. And then rinse and repeat. So send them from here. They either do it or they don't. If they do it, great, good, throw them a cookie. If they don't, take a step in and put your attention back onto the play stop. You can use the leash to help guide them a little bit, but don't really give too much eye contact to the dog when they're not where they're supposed to be. Then try again from here. So if they stay, great, release them, and now try again from this spot. Eventually you will be able to do this from across the room. So we'll go ahead and get started. Corsa, place. Good. So he has stayed. Okay. Corsa, place. Good. I take one more step back. He stays. Okay. Corsa, place. Sit. Good. He's a big crumb eater, so I don't want to necessarily throw it. If I can take a step this way. Okay. Now that your dogs understand place with duration, distraction, and distance, now you are ready to have the dog be a part of the party. Okay. Let's try that one more time. Now that your dog understands duration, distraction, and distance, they are ready to take on everything with you, including parties, being able to eat dinner with you and not be begging at the table, cook in the kitchen, all of that stuff, and have them under control in a parking spot. If you have any questions or suggestions for other things you want me to go over, please drop them in the comments below.